Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalika and you're going to be nicer to call center staff after watching this video. He stewed over the weekend because he wouldn't wait his turn. The phone lines for my company are available 8 to 5 Monday to Friday. He called at 4:40 PM on Friday, so basically right before closing. He called me, not customer service, asking for customer service. I put him through to the right line and let him know to call the customer service line in the future. He called back at 4:50 PM, absolutely livid. He exaggerates how long he's been on hold, questions my ability, inflates his own ego, makes demands, the generic entitled crap. I tell him I don't know how long wait times are because I'm not customer service, but I offer to send him to a second tier line for customer service to see if they have a shorter wait time. He calls back in less than 30 seconds. You just put me on hold again. I asked you a question. How much longer do I have to wait? Sir, I honestly don't know. This phone line has nothing to do with customer service. I can't control phone traffic, but your call will be answered in the order it was received. Then how come you pick up? You don't have a problem answering my calls? This line has less phone traffic because it's not customer service. I can't help you. All I can do is transfer you to the actual customer service line and they can help you there. He begrudgingly accepted to be transferred back to customer service. Good riddance. Until today, Monday, he called my line the moment we opened. I was put on hold until the line cut out. When I called back, a machine told me to call back when you were open. I have a problem and you won't fix it. You won't even get me to the people who can fix it. You just put me on hold. If I don't get someone competent immediately, you will be hearing from my lawyers. Since I didn't even get a chance to say the standard greeting, I changed my voice to sound like a guy, because a-holes like this never listen to women. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry for your inconvenience, sir. What's your contact's name or your contract number? What? I was just talking with some witch on Friday. She just kept putting me on hold and I have a problem that needs fixing. I'm afraid that without a contact name, I can't be of help to you. This is a line for companies that have business contracts with our facilities and employees. I don't have a contract. I need customer service. She just kept putting me on hold. She wouldn't even tell me how long the wait would be. Oh, this line has nothing to do with customer service. If you need customer service, you should be calling that line. While the employee you were speaking with on Friday forwarded you to the correct line, she didn't need to, and was under no obligation to help you. Our customer service line is this phone number. Please don't call here again without the appropriate credentials. I hung up before he could respond. He's called back a bunch of times. Each time I see his number, I pick up the phone and immediately hang up. After a dozen calls, he's given up. I hope. Just call the damn customer service line or wait your turn, Chad, Kyle, Ken, whatever we're calling male Karens. How did I do? Was that convincing? I will not let you bother the doctor in the middle of the night. In the end, I decide if it's an emergency. I recently started working for an answering service. I had no idea what an answering service was beforehand. It's the lady who answers in the middle of the night when you call the doctor, takes your information and has the doctor call you. Or during the day because people are out in the field, in court, or law enforcement, etc. You name it, I answer for it. It's pretty awesome. Calls are super short and quick. I do some transfers and get your message through. That being said, there is still the rare occasion that a wild Karen comes across my line. This is a story of how I used my power and freedoms given to me to let, who I assume to be, an extremely tired and overworked doctor sleep through the night. I'm in the PNW and work until 8:30 PM. We get calls from all over the States and Canada. I page businesses after hours in the event of emergencies. Plumbers, roadside assistants, doctors, vets, the essential people of the night. The heroes who come out at all hours to stop sewage from taking over your house, a tree fell on your house, the therapist on call for the crisis line. These people are not always treated as they should be. It's nearly the end of my shift, and this lady calls in to speak with her doctor. She and said doctor in New York, so it's almost 11:30 PM. We all know the chaos going on in New York, and the crap healthcare workers are being put through to keep us and themselves safe and healthy. Karen says if she doesn't talk with her doctor, it could kill her. so I go into work mode to get her information. After I get her name and number, I ask her what's going on. She wanted to confirm that she had an MRI appointment for the next week. Now, let me add some context. Yes, we usually go by what the caller says is an emergency. Most usually fit in one way or another. But, in the end, before I bother some poor soul in the middle of the night, I make the final decision. We are given that power along with the power to hang up any time without asking for permission. The call is just reviewed by management afterwards to make sure the agent made the right call. I can even block numbers from calling in from up to 2 months. I obviously know that this is not an emergency, so I switch screens and put it as the next day while telling Karen it's late and tomorrow is a weekday, so the doctor will receive the message and call her back in the morning. That's not good enough for her. She starts going on this rant about cancer and nodes in her lungs, and an MRI is crucial to her health, which I do not dispute. I simply tell her that making sure she has an appointment for next week is not an emergency. I understand that she may have cancer, but what's going to change that outcome by knowing an MRI is scheduled for next week? Karen then loses her crap and screams that I will call the doctor for her, and if I don't, she'll go to the emergency room and have him paged. I lost a little bit of my politeness after her tirade. Ma'am, scheduling is not an emergency in the middle of the night. If you go to the hospital, they may just give you an MRI tonight without the doctor even being paged. This is not an urgent matter. I don't need one tonight. Exactly. You'll not be speaking to the doctor tonight. You can call after 8 AM when he's in the office. I was done, and I wasn't going to let her continue wasting my time. And then Karen paused, and calmly, which was weird, said, "Yes, I will. You have a good night, ma'am." I clicked my disconnect button and went on to notate her message and make clear instructions that until 8 AM, said Karen should not be put through even if she says it's a matter of life and death. Entitlement. I will never understand it. I'm just glad I no longer have to be a pushover at this call centre. They let me use common sense and let me have the final say. I also never received a talking to after that call, so my boss must have agreed with me. There would have been a meeting if not. Frick you, Karen. Let your doctor get a good night's sleep. Inpatient Client tried to throw us under the bus on Facebook. It backfired. Wholesomely. Our company has a pretty active Facebook group where clients can go to share ideas with each other, leave feedback, etc. Community managers generally keep an eye on things and prevent things from getting too out of hand, but for the most part, the people who frequent the group stay professional. This one dude, though, wasn't happy that our tech support team hadn't gotten to his ticket immediately, so we posted about it. I paraphrased a version of his words to protect the guilty. Company support times are terrible. How long do you think it takes them to reply? Days? Weeks? If that's the norm to get any kind of response around here, I'm surprised we all aren't out of business. A few notes here. We have phone support from Monday to Friday from 9 to 7. Our number is given to literally everyone. They can call the number on the site and ask to be transferred to tech support. As we've noted in our emails and our phone blurbs, we're experiencing a higher volume right now and are backed up in cases. We'll get to you when we can get to you. Historically, we've had crazy fast response times for both tickets and phones. Your waiting queue is typically no longer than a few minutes, if that. Only reason why we're behind on cases is because quarantine plus software equals bored people poking around and finding issues. Given that our clients are generally pretty happy with this, Dude Bro's comment didn't exactly have the effect of rallying the village to battle like he'd hoped. Everyone's support team is backed up right now. I think company support does a wonderful job. Call for urgent issues, email for non-urgent. I always get someone on the phone in minutes. Just give them a call. I always have my issues resolved quickly. Here's the number. Always call. They're extremely quick to pick up. I love company support. I'm sure they're working through things as fast as they can. I've worked with them for 6 years, and they've always gotten back to me within a couple of days or a few hours. This period of time is an unprecedented anomaly for all industries. Never had problems. I mean, yeah, it really is the sign of a good business when your customers are literally willing to fight your corner for you. Customer is offended at the amount of compensation I offered. I take inbound calls for a big box retailer. Our queue is normally at 0 or 1, 30 if it's busy, and I take maybe 5 calls an hour on average with several minutes between each call. But since COVID, the queue regularly hits 16,000 each day, so it's back-to-back calls, no time in between for 10 hours straight. So I'm already stressed out and so riddled with anxiety that I start shaking really bad when customers start yelling. Anyway. This was yesterday, and the calls were extra horrible for some reason. Almost every single one was yelling or abusive or just wouldn't accept my answer. It was about 20 minutes until the end of my shift, and I get this guy. I placed an order for pickup today, and I just got an email that it was cancelled. Why? So it looks like this item is currently out of stock in the store, so it had to be cancelled. I would like to notate here that the order in question was for one singular box of brownie mix for a total of $2.37. So, that's it? You just cancel it? Well, yes sir, your local store doesn't have the item so cannot fulfill it, so it had to be cancelled. Okay, but I really needed this item. I understand. I can check other stores around you to see if they have this item in stock. No, this is the only store within 50 miles. I placed this order because I really needed it tonight. Now you cancel it. That's not right. I really do apologise, sir. We would have loved to fulfill this order for you, but unfortunately we don't have the item. And now, what? I have to look around at other stores to see if anyone else has it? I'm trying my damnedest not to sound condescending. Yes, that would be the next step since we do not have this item in stock. Well, I want to be compensated for this. This isn't right. I needed this and you can't just not give it to me and not compensate me. Sure, let me see what I can do for you. Now, for compensation, we have some leeway when deciding what type of promo code to issue. We have 4 different ones, starting at $5 off to $25 off, so we use our best judgment here. I can offer you a $5 off promo code for your next purchase. There's silence. $5. $5. That's what my inconvenience is worth to you? $5? $5! I'm sorry you're not happy with that compensation. It's double the amount of your order, and it's the highest I'm able to go. Get me your supervisor. $5. I'm worth more than that. While catching my supervisor up about the issue, she agreed that $5 was more than enough, and she wouldn't have offered anything. The call was just so ridiculous and pointless. I ended up clocking out 10 minutes early. I just couldn't do it anymore. Okay, so that's all for r/Tales from Call Centers. I really hope you did enjoy it. As always, if you do want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. My Twitter, Discord, and Patreon links are in the description, and any support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!